Thus as they climbed the track, the Sibyl told her tale, and rising from the underworld, Aeneas came to Cumae. After due sacrifice he reached the coast that later bore his nurse's name. Here too had Macarius of Neritos found haven after long and weary toils, comrade of travel-worn Ulysses. Spying Achaemenides, abandoned long before among the rocks of Aetna, now found unexpectedly alive, he cried in disbelief, "What chance or god has saved you? Why are you, a Greek, on board a Trojan vessel? For what land is your ship bound?" And Achaemenides, in rags no more, his clothes no longer pinned with thorns, now quite his former self, replied, "May I see Polyphemus yet again, that maw a swill with human blood, if I value my home in Ithaca above this vessel here, if I revere Aeneas less than my father, I can never be grateful enough, though I should give my all. That I can speak and breathe and see the sky and the bright sun, could I lack gratitude, could I forget? To him I owe my life that did not end between the Cyclops' jaws. And should I leave the light of life today, a proper grave will hold me, or at least not that belly. What were my feelings then, except that terror swept away all sense and feeling, when, abandoned there, I saw you sail away to sea? I longed to shout, but dreaded to betray myself. Your ship, Ulysses, shouting, almost wrecked. I saw the Cyclops wrench a huge rock from the hill and hurl it out to sea. I saw again his giant biceps like a catapult slinging enormous stones, and feared the waves or wind whistle would overwhelm the ship, forgetting I was not aboard. But when flight rescued you from certain death, he prowled groaning all over Aetna, groping through the forest, stumbling eyeless on the rocks, stretching his blood-stained arms toward the waves, cursing the race of Greeks. Oh, for some chance to get Ulysses or some mate of his to vent my rage, whose guts I might devour, whose living limbs my hands might rend, whose blood might sluice my throat, and mangled body writhe between my teeth. How slight, how nothing then the loss of sight they ravished. This and more in frenzy. Horror filled me as I watched his face still soaked with slaughter, his huge hands, those savage hands, his empty, sightless eye, his beard and body caked with human blood. Death was before my eyes, yet death the least of horrors. Now he's got me, I was sure. He's going to sink my guts in his. My mind pictured the moment when I had seen two friends time after time dash to the ground, and he, like a hairy lion bending over them, guzzled their flesh and guts and marrow bones, still half alive. I shuddered as I stood, blood-drained in horror, watching as he chewed the filthy feast and retched it back again, belching great bloody gobbets mixed with wine. That was the fate I fancied was in store for me, poor soul. For many days I hid, starting at every rustle, fearing death and longing too to die. My hunger kept at bay with acorns, leaves, and grass. Alone, helpless and hopeless, left to pain and death. After an age I saw this ship far out, and signaled to be saved, and running down stood pleading on the beach. My plea was heard. A Trojan ship welcomed a Greek on board. Now you, my dearest friend, tell me your own fortunes and what befell your company and captain when you took your chance at sea. He told how Aeolus ruled the Tyrrhene main, Aeolus, son of Hippotes, and held the winds imprisoned. These, secured within a bull's hide bag, Ulysses had received, a memorable gift. 9 days, he said, they sailed with a fair breeze, and they had seen the land they sought. But when the 10th day dawned, envy and lust for booty overcame his shipmates. Sure that gold was there, they loosed the lace that held the winds, and back their ship was blown over the waters she'd just crossed, back to the Wind King's harbor once again. From there, he said, we sailed to the old town of Lamis and the Laestrygonians. Antiphates was chieftain. I was sent to him with 2 companions. One with me fled. We just saved ourselves. The third of us fed with his flesh those fiendish cannibals. Antiphates pursued us, mustering his braves, and in a crowd they came, and threw tree trunks and rocks, and sank our craft, our crews. Yet one ship, with Ulysses and ourselves, escaped, mourning so many comrades lost, complaining bitterly. We reached the isle you see there in the distance. Distant, yes, believe me, it's best seen. Take my advice, most just of Trojans, Venus' son. The war is done, Aeneas, you're a foe no more. Keep well away, I say, from Circe's shore.